So I've been learning front lever. I'm currently on day 548 and I'm almost nearly not quite there yet. But seeing as this is such a huge goal, there are milestones along the way that make the front lever more achievable, and increasing my weighted pull-up is part of this. Pulling heavy weights in a pull-up is something that has always wowed me. And where calisthenics skills are innately impressive by virtue of the positions we put our body in, to me there's always been something equally impressive about the simplicity of lifting something heavy in addition to our body weight, especially for a movement like the pull-up where if you took 9 out of 10 people off the street, they'd probably struggle with a standard pull-up. Now, when I started my calisthenics journey over 3 years ago, I could just about do 5 without weight. And actually, around the time when I started to learn how to front lever, I made this video showing what my 1 rep max pull-up was, and at the time it was around 25 kilos. Now that already might sound heavy to some and light to others, but it represented a weight that I could pull simply by virtue of training to a calisthenics methodology for what was at the time 2 years, with little to no focus on weighted calisthenics. This 25 kilograms was just under about a third of what my body weight was at the time, but what I wanted to know was what it would look like if I made increasing my weighted pull-up an actual defined goal of mine, assuming that this 1 rep max pull-up test was day 1. And so here's how I tackled it. I started by focusing on getting my bodyweight pull-up numbers up. We know that if we want to lift heavy, we need to train by lifting heavy. This is the basis behind specific adaptation to imposed demand. That being said, developing capacity is important, and as an extreme example, imagine you could only do 1 pull-up. Adding weight to that pull-up to develop yourself is probably a silly route to go down. Increasing my pull-up numbers meant increasing volume, which subsequently allowed me to build more muscle, and bigger muscles produce more force. I did this first by directing a lot of energy towards managing rest times, where decreasing those rest times over time increased my tolerance for higher reps, as well as occasionally using bands in what was essentially pull-up drop sets. This focus on capacity and volume was designed to aid in the main front lever goal, but it also did something else. It allowed me to build more robust joints and stronger connective tissue. See, connective tissue and joints take longer to recover and build than muscle does. And so higher rep workouts and, importantly, making sure I ate and recovered well has led to me never experiencing a major injury in over 3 years of calisthenics. Around this time, I also started to incorporate training for upper body speed, and not only did this lead to me unlocking the muscle up, but I saw progress that proved, for me at least, that training for speed did indeed build muscle, and the pull-up numbers told. I managed to get my pull-up numbers up to 17 in 1 set, which was more than triple what they once were, and so I began to dial up the intensity with weighted pull-ups, but immediately I spotted a problem in that one side, my right side, felt significantly stronger than my left. It was subtle and only really noticeable when I was particularly tired, but I knew if I wanted to hit my potential, I was going to need to sort this out. So I used unilateral cable pull downs to remedy this, and I simply added these to the end of my sessions. I did this for about 2 months before going back to weighted pull-ups, and I found that my weighted pulls, even without training with weight, had crossed the 30 kilogram mark, a significant increase on where they had been. From here, I simply used weighted pulls as part of my training, adding more weight to my belt, only in sessions following me completing 3 reps of 5 sets with the current weight I was working with. I had my eyes set on 39 kilograms, which is half my body weight, but at 36 kilograms, I stalled. I just couldn't pull any more weight. This was until I tweaked my programming to include negatives. The idea behind this was that people learning to pull up use negatives to bridge the gap. So why couldn't it work here? I threw on 50 kilograms and started working on what must have looked like a really dumb exercise to other people, but then I did this. Crowd, I want to stress that this is far more than an ego boost. We know from the Reddit survey that we've discussed on this channel before, I'll link it down below, that over 10,000 calisthenics athletes have shown that by increasing capacity and strength, we can have a direct correlation on our ability to perform high-level skills. So I'm definitely going to keep pulling on this thread of increasing my capacity and just increasing my raw strength in the basics. And if you want to take a look at any of the other skills that I've learned, then check out this video right here.